supposed to take 4 minutes and 11 seconds. We'll see how well this goes. Ruth and I want to thank everybody that showed up today and everybody that posted comments on the Facebook page. It's as if each of you is helping take a little bit of the burden off of us and made it a little more bearable for our family, so we thank you for that. Parents always believe their child is special, and obviously we are no different, but unfortunately it wasn't until after she passed that we got to see the positive impact she really had on the world. Jen accepted everyone from an early age. She never belonged to just one group, and she was equally comfortable with band and theater geeks as she was with the science nerds, so moved between groups. And I now see that the people she hung out with probably needed her in their lives. I was just too blinded by my preconceived notions to accept that fact at the time. It also seems the universe understood her value last Friday. A trauma nurse just happened to be at the accident scene when it occurred and kept her body alive. The security guard who escorted her into the ER turned out to be an old friend from the UNL Judo Club. The staff at the trauma center did everything they could, but the extent of her injuries were just too severe. And at that point, her family had to help her give her last gift to the world. She was very adamant about being an organ donor. The nurses at the ICU were absolutely incredible. Each and every one of them treated her with a special kindness, talking to her and touching her arm as they were working to save her, to help her get to the end. After the worst was over, and she was stable again, the nurses spent 2 hours washing and braiding her hair, rubbing her down with lotion, and just being there for her. It was their way of repaying Jen for donating her organs. And as it turns out, the nurse that was there, her dad isn't alive today thanks to a lung transplant. We also owe a huge emotional debt to the two men who stepped up and detained the driver whose decision that morning caused us all so much pain. And our families were understandably angry Friday, but as we focused on Jen and Ryan, we realized that it was more important, what was more important, and the anger slowly subsided. We all have to choose justice over retribution, even though that is also a very difficult journey for us. But I know in my heart that's what Jen would want for us. I finally looked at all of Jen's Facebook pages this week and was struck by a quote she had at the end of her profile. Of course, it appears to be from a Star Wars book. That's why I love her so much. And I'm sorry the folks at work will be hearing a lot of this one. Doing the right thing isn't special. It's the minimum. It's where we begin each morning, not where we hope to end up one day in the future. Jen left a little piece of her in each one of us here. She also left a big piece in 7 other people and their families this last weekend. So, smile at a stranger, hold a door for someone, or lend an ear to someone in need. Chances are it could even be her in some small way. Thanks again for coming and for being such a friend to our daughter.
As Kevin mentioned, Jen's organs went to help 7 people. Please, everyone here, consider becoming an organ donor. There's places in town you can contact, or we're going to be conducting a donor sign-up up at the next Millennium at some point in July. But as Jen's parents pointed out to me when we were sitting talking, that's only the first step. Make sure it's in your will and that your family knows your wishes. Far too often the family does not honor the donor's wishes for numerous reasons, so please make sure your loved ones know exactly what you want. Please bow your heads. Dear God, please help us through the ache of loneliness caused by her passing. We rejoice that she has touched our lives, that she was a part of our lives, and that her influence will survive within us for our remaining days. By your mercy, may we remember the best of Jenn, be able to better emulate some of her finest qualities, principles, and values, and hopefully take with us the noblest parts and be enriched because of how she taught us to live. Let them endure in our own acts and in our own thoughts. Amen. Helen Keller wrote many, many years ago, "What we have once enjoyed we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes part of us." So please go today with love in your hearts. Merry meet, merry part, and merry may we meet again. Thank you for being here today.